Hey YouTube, it's me Nazareth. We're back with another episode of Nez's RE. Today we're talking about Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, and we are gonna probably end up pissing you guys off a little bit because we know there's a bunch of Conor McGregor fanboys out there, but not a whole bunch of Conor McGregor fanboys that like Conor McGregor for more than his actual talent versus his talent for talking shit and being very entertaining. Granted, I too enjoy Conor McGregor and his shit talking and his showmanship, okay? Conor McGregor is a very entertaining individual. I won't say fighter, individual in general. I don't think that guy needs rings. I don't think that guy needs gloves or octagons or anything. I think Conor McGregor is just a very entertaining dude, okay? But he's also a very talented dude, very talented fighter, and he was in the boxing circuit prior to actually getting into MMA. So he does have boxing experience, but I think Conor McGregor is one of those individuals who like to challenge himself, but at the same time, Conor McGregor has routinely bitten off more than he can chew. Okay, let me just put it that way. Okay, I'm calling this fight for Floyd Mayweather. And before you guys get mad and think that it's about race or anything, any bullshit like that, it definitely isn't. Okay, I'm not a fan of Floyd Mayweather outside of the ring. Inside of the ring, that's a different story. He's very talented, he's very focused, and he's not the type of fighter who's going to just lose to some guy because he hits harder, because he's faster, or just because he has a better game plan, okay? It's very difficult to beat Floyd Mayweather, and he has the record that he has for a reason, and a lot of people are just throwing this shit to the wayside so they can just cheer on their hero, okay? Let me say that in this fight, I prefer Conor McGregor to win. The hype behind it makes me wish that Floyd Mayweather would win, just to teach you people a lesson, okay? When I say you people, I mean you people who don't look at nuance, who don't look at Zuffa Entertainment and what it's doing to MMA, and don't look at the fact that these same people who are saying Floyd Mayweather isn't that talented are the same people who said Ronda Rousey can beat Floyd Mayweather, okay? So Conor McGregor's a way better champion for this, but at the same time, Ronda Rousey, we just saw what happened with Ronda Rousey, okay? And UFC was perpetuating and trying to get that fight to happen. Ronda Rousey versus Floyd Mayweather. She got beat by Holly Holmes in glorious fashion, okay? And Holly Holmes is primarily a boxer, okay? Boxing and MMA both have their strengths and their weaknesses, okay? Boxing means that you have pretty much one thing to worry about: punches, okay? This fighter getting too close, getting too far. It's all about ranging, your spatial recognition. All these things play a factor in boxing, okay? The same thing goes with MMA. In fighting games, we call this footsies, okay? You have to know how to range your opponent, how far he can really reach you, and how fast he can get to you. Now, let me say that Conor McGregor has an edge there, okay? If you watch his MMA fights early off in the circuit, before he grew his beard and got his tattoos and all that stuff, Conor McGregor is a very humble fighter. Talked a lot of shit still, but he was a very humble fighter. Nowhere near like he does now. And he was very talented. He backed it up regularly. And if there was a tough guy, he's like, I think he'll last until the end of the second round. Okay, I like Conor McGregor. Let me make sure I say that. One of my favorite lines from Conor McGregor is when Dana White was between him and Jose Aldo, and Conor goes, I'm not going to do anything. I just want to get close enough to smell his pussy. He started dying, okay? Conor McGregor's funny. He walks up to Jose. Conor McGregor's a funny dude, okay? I understand why people enjoy Conor McGregor, okay? I understand it. But at the same time, Conor McGregor lost a fight to Nate Diaz, okay? And Nate Diaz, let me tell you, Nate Diaz fans, Conor McGregor is twice the fighter of Nate Diaz. He has twice the talent of Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is just a very big and very awkward fighter. You can't find a Nate Diaz running around the fight, okay? So Nate Diaz isn't that talented, and Conor McGregor came back to beat that guy, okay? So fuck Nate Diaz. Let me make sure I say that. Fuck Nate Diaz too, because they're not as talented as they seem, okay? They talk a lot of shit. It's part of their game. Nobody else can do it, but when the Diaz brothers are in it, the referees don't say anything about it, okay? I've seen referees stop guys from talking to each other, okay? But the Diaz brothers, it's okay because it's a private company. It's not a commission. You can't just apply the rules to everybody the same way, okay? That's why I kind of wanted to bring this up in this discussion, because fights in MMA go away for a reason, okay? These things happen for a reason. It's not just like how it is with boxing, okay? And a lot of people are bashing boxing. Boxing is still one of the biggest sports in the world. You make more in one fight boxing than you will in 5 years of MMA. Dana White tried to bash, he tries to bash anybody who complains about the pay, okay, first off and foremost, and every champion has complained about the pay. But, Tito Ortiz, one of my favorite fighters, one of my favorite people, human beings, okay, he was saying, I should have made more money for how much fighting I was doing. And a lot of people are like, oh, he made $3 million in a year. For how many fights? Okay? Not only that, even if he didn't fight, $3 million? I mean, Tito Ortiz filled up a few stadiums, man. Okay? Let's not pretend. Him and Ken Shamrock, that beef, that made Zuffa a bunch of money. Okay? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Basically what I'm saying is you have a lack of true talent in the octagon, being nurtured. Okay, it's these guys' nature. They walk in very talented, and the system just breaks them down. And it's because they're not getting paid for it. Okay, they're not being supported the way that they should be. Okay, I think only the really prized fighters actually get the support they should. I mean, Jason Miller, dude, he's a pretty good fighter. Okay, look what happened to him. He got blown out. Southern got blown out. He went crazy, and now he's not fighting anymore. Anyway, let's stop talking about fucking the pay. Let's start talking about Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather and why I think odds are 30% in favor for Conor McGregor, 70% for Floyd Mayweather, okay? Basically, Conor McGregor is probably one of the most dynamic fighters in MMA today. Putting it out there. There are other guys out there that are very close, but Conor McGregor has very good foundations that allow him to put fighters in situations to where they can't move. Moving forward's a bad idea. Moving backwards a bad idea. Trying to grab him's a bad idea. Everything you can think of at that point when Conor McGregor is standing right in front of you is a bad idea. And the next thing you know, you're trying to think of, what do I do next? And Conor's punching you in the face. Okay, he has very good footwork. He's very talented. He could close gaps very quickly, and he can throw punches very far. Okay, very lanky dude. Now the problem with that is that means that he's an outboxer against someone like Floyd Mayweather, who just happens to like to sit around and wait and counterpunch. If you're an outboxer, and you're fighting a counterpuncher, and your reach advantage isn't extreme, you have problems. Let me make sure I say that. Because it takes one swim and a half step for somebody to be able to lay some leather in your face, okay? And Floyd Mayweather is known as a counterpuncher. He is a counterpuncher, and that goes to Conor McGregor's own tactics himself. He is a very good counterpuncher. But, I mean, what he doesn't realize is that Floyd Mayweather is willing to stand in the ring and endure boos for 12 rounds to keep from making a mistake. Conor McGregor isn't. Okay, he's not. He's a showman. He has to go out there and make something happen versus Floyd Mayweather, who's already got freaking quite a few credentials, quite a few freaking chops under his belt. He can just sit there and just whatever, man. Hey, that's the game plan. If you guys don't like it, you don't know boxing, and he's right. Okay, you're not going to stake your championship, your reputation, your ability to make good decisions off of how somebody feels in the crowd. I don't give a damn how much you paid. Because this is my career, this is my money, this is me taking the risk, and if you want to see some action, you're going to have to wait for the other guy, okay? That's where Floyd Mayweather's don't give GAF, okay? Now, Conor, this is where the real wild card is in this fight, in my opinion. Conor McGregor, I think, is a very intelligent fighter, a very intelligent individual, and a brilliant tactician. All things can be said for Floyd Mayweather in spades, okay? But the thing is that Conor, I think, usually has something up his sleeve. Some sort of tactic, some sort of ability, some sort of technique, or just watching a bunch of tape and doing a bunch of homework that may kind of put Mayweather in a compromising position, okay? The problem with that is can he execute that, and can he hit Floyd hard enough to knock him out, okay? Now, this is why I say Floyd Mayweather 70%, Conor McGregor 30%, because Conor McGregor has a bunch of things against him that he doesn't have in his favor in MMA. First off, he can't throw kicks, so immediately the ranging that he uses in every single fight in MMA, okay, with the exception of Jose Aldo, and if you pay attention to the reality of the facts, Conor McGregor should not be fighting at the weight class that he does in MMA because he's too big for that shit, okay? Jose Aldo's a bunch of inches shorter. Everybody he's fought has been ridiculously short compared to Conor McGregor. Okay, so let's be honest here, you guys. Conor McGregor is the John Jones of his weight class. He's way bigger than the other guys. Okay, very light freaking when he's dieting, losing weight, all that crap. But as soon as he goes back up in weight, they're fighting a guy who's 200 pounds. They're walking around at like 160, so he has an advantage, and nobody talks about that. Okay. But in the ring, fighting against freaking Floyd Mayweather, he's going to have some disadvantages. A, his kicks are going to be gone. B, he's not going to have that much of a weight advantage because you can't really use your weight to that much of an advantage in boxing as you can in other sports, okay, like MMA, okay, wrestling. I mean, come on. Conor McGregor's ground game is one of the reasons why, people don't try to shoot for him immediately, okay? What's his name? Matt Hernandez? I forgot his name. He got in a fight with another guy and beat him, but he was on 2 weeks' notice, and he's like, oh, yeah, I did this, I did that. And it's like, dude, you almost got your ass kicked in that fight. The dude gassed. Like, if he was on his A game, I think he would have won that fight. I forgot his name, damn. But that just goes to show you that, we don't pay attention to the losers in this country. But anyway, it was years ago too, so let me give myself a little bit of relief there. Anyway, what I'm getting at, you guys, is Conor McGregor has a hand speed disadvantage right out the gate because he's used to fighting with 4-ounce gloves. Yeah, he can practice it in the ring with other people. He can do all these things, but if he doesn't have leg kicks, grapples, and other ways to range the opponents to keep them away from him when he wants to keep them away from him, then he has an issue. He can't zone freaking I forgot his name, Mayweather. He can't zone Mayweather. If you watch Conor McGregor's fights, when he's fighting someone, they have an escape route. He cuts it off. He trots over there and cuts it off because Conor McGregor's a brilliant fighter, and that does something to someone mentally. Floyd Mayweather isn't going to want Conor McGregor to go anywhere, okay? He's going to want Conor to stand in front of him and try to outbox him, okay? Let's make sure we get that straight. Floyd Mayweather is the quintessential boxer, okay, in the purest form. 3 generations of this, okay? And I think what we're going to see tonight, unless Conor McGregor does something amazing, and I won't put it past him because he's Conor McGregor, okay? What we're going to see tonight is pretty much Joe Lauzon versus Kenny Florian, okay? When you watch Joe Lauzon fight Kenny Florian, Joe Lauzon was a beast. He destroyed, like, the entire division before he got his go at Kenny Florian, okay, when Kenny Florian was champ. But when Kenny Florian fought Joe Lauzon, he made Joe Lauzon look like one of those WWF wrestlers from back in the day that, they didn't have, like, I don't want to pick on Mad Dog from Bigger, Faster, Stronger, but a jobber. He made freaking Joe Lauzon, one of the most talented dudes in the division, fucking look like a jobber. Okay? It looks like this dude is just here to get his ass kicked and take a paycheck. Okay? And Joe Lauzon's talented. Okay? Joe Lauzon's like freaking 100 pounds lighter than me, and I know that dude would kick my ass, no problem. Okay? So it's like, I know, dude. I know where you guys are coming from when you say, oh, they're MMA fighters, this, that, and the other. But it's in the ring, man. All these things, regardless of how talented Conor McGregor thinks he is, he's fighting a guy who is solid in his presence of mind, executing his own game plan, and there's nothing Conor can say to him, do to him, or really the crowd can say or do to Floyd Mayweather to make him step out of his game plan. And that's where Conor McGregor may fall flat on his face. Now, granted, this is where the real chance that Conor McGregor, this is why, okay, if Conor McGregor had the same talents as he does now and he wasn't Conor McGregor, okay, I'd say he'd have a 10% chance of winning, okay? Bottom line, 10%, okay? But he is Conor McGregor, and I kind of think tactically he's a few steps ahead mentally, but executing it, I don't think he does it as well, okay? But a prime example, and then we're going to go back to a different fight now. Think about Chuck Liddell fighting Quentin Rampage Jackson when Rampage left Pride and came to the UFC, okay? What did Rampage do? He studied tape of Liddell. He already beat Liddell in Pride, beat him unconscious really with body shots. So on brute force, he could beat Liddell, okay? And Liddell knew that, so he doesn't tangle with anybody, okay? Liddell wouldn't wrestle really with anybody. He'd get it back to the feet because of that experience he had with Rampage. So Rampage, knowing that he's not going to be able to just take Chuck down, he started studying tape and he started looking for holes in his game. And the hole in his game that he found in Chuck Liddell, this is how Chuck Liddell fell, you guys, okay? The hole that he found is Chuck Liddell throws a left body shot from afar and he steps out and he drops his guard, okay? And when he drops his guard, his hands are down and his head's straight up, which means it's going to be easy to knock him out. Watch him throw that body shot on freaking Rampage. Rampage eats the body shot, and he jumps and throws a right hook. And he KOs Chuck Liddell. That was the end of Chuck Liddell's career. Okay? Since then, everybody's been knocking out Chuck Liddell. It's not because he's a worse fighter. It's because people started to notice the holes in his game. Okay? And Chuck Liddell didn't adapt to change those holes in his game. Okay? And I still love you, Chuck. I think you're an awesome fighter. But, I mean, it's like, the problem is that Mayweather doesn't have holes like that. Okay, Mayweather, I mean, and if he does, he's one of those fighters who hide it very well. Okay, and this is why I say it's not 10% for McGregor, it's 30%. Maybe after all of these experiences, all these fights, this incredible record, he's realized that there's this hole that I can capitalize on that nobody else has been really capitalizing on, or nobody has repeatedly capitalized on. Maybe Conor McGregor has realized something that none of the rest of us has. But let's not delude ourselves into thinking that UFC isn't going to prop up this fight or propagate this fight or try to say that Conor McGregor can and will destroy freaking Floyd Mayweather, because it boasts their brand, man. This is sales. This is what it is. It's sales. But in my opinion, dude, it's like you buy your first guitar, okay? You pick it up, you start playing it, and you learn 2 or 3 songs, and you think you're awesome. Yeah, you go show these people these 2 or 3 songs, and then one of your friends that you didn't even know plays guitar religiously, picks up your guitar, this thing that you kind of are learning how to play with, this awkward device, this awkward instrument, and he just starts making magical, angelic music with it. Okay, it's like handing a Marine your shotgun. Okay. Your shotgun is just a shotgun. It's kind of scary to hold it. You hand that shit off to a Marine, all of a sudden it's like, wow, that is a weapon. That is literally a weapon. That is not a toy. It's not to just go shooting and have fun with. It's not to make noise and scare somebody off. It's a fucking weapon, okay? And I kind of feel like what we're going to see here is a Marine who's been fighting in, combat situations for quite a few years, has already been, battle-tested and proven, versus a former Marine who now gets paid, $7 million a year by a company like Blackwater because he could go into any situation and destroy the competition with no problem, okay? This is what I'm saying. Floyd Mayweather, that guy is... He has a pedigree and a lineage of just pure boxing. And in the ring, unless Conor McGregor pulls something magical out of his ass, he's going to lose, okay? But like I said, it's Conor McGregor. It might happen. It might not. If the real issue is, can he execute it? Because when he lost to Nate Diaz, that was Conor McGregor biting off more than he could chew, okay? When he came back and won, that's what he should have expected. He shouldn't have expected just to walk in and just dominate Nate Diaz, okay? Nate Diaz isn't that talented of a fighter, and I think that blinded him to the reality that he's still bigger than you. Okay, naturally, he's still just walking around as a bigger, heavier, stronger guy. Okay, so it wore on Conor pretty damn quick. Okay, and everybody was real quiet after Conor lost that fight, except for Nate Diaz fans. But at the same time, we all know Nate Diaz isn't that talented. We all know that Nick Diaz isn't that talented. They're talented in the way of getting inside your head and executing. They used to be really talented. Nick especially. Nick Diaz used to be really talented. That guy just lost all of it for some reason. Watching him knock out Robbie Lawler was special. Okay, I loved that. Fucking one of my ex-girlfriend's friends, associates, whatever, brother was training with Nick Diaz, dude. I used to want to train with that guy. Okay, I used to really be in MMA. But I mean, it's like they lost it. Their ego got to their head, or Zuffa started fucking them over, and they lost it. Okay, but Conor McGregor still has it. Still a very talented individual. The thing is, can he execute whatever magical plan he has? Because right now, anybody who says that Conor McGregor is going to beat Floyd Mayweather just solely on boxing doesn't know who the hell Floyd Mayweather is. Okay, they haven't watched his fights. They're blinded by the fact that they hate Floyd Mayweather and that they love Conor McGregor. Okay, a lot of people have hated Floyd for a long time. Okay, seems like when a black guy goes out there and talks a lot of shit, I'm just keeping it real. Okay, this is the last little thing here. Okay, it seems like when the black dude goes out there and talks a lot of shit and he wins, they hate him more, and when a white guy does it, they love him more. Okay, Chael Sonnen, Conor McGregor, freaking even Ed Herman. Okay. But Anderson Silva, that guy didn't even talk a lot of shit. He just won a lot, and people were calling him arrogant and all that shit. So there is a little bit of racism going on here. Keep shit real, but at the same time, based solely on skill, experiencing my own anecdotal analysis of freaking what's going on. I call this fight 70% for Floyd Mayweather, okay, and 30% for Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor used to be a talented boxer, but I think he's on a completely different level than what UFC and Zuffa are hyping it up to be. Joe Rogan went out there and advocated for Ronda Rousey fighting Floyd Mayweather. Okay, let's not forget that. Okay, so we'll see. Do I hope Conor McGregor wins? My own preference, I kind of don't. Okay, and it's not because I have anything against Conor McGregor. I actually really like that guy. But people in their ignorance, just to reality, I don't like that guy, I don't want him to win, like that gets under my skin. When you try to just take away somebody's actual skill and talent, regardless of how much you don't like them, dude, or what reasons you have for not liking them, like, I don't like Floyd Mayweather either. Like I said, outside of the ring, I don't really dig that guy. Inside of the ring, he's talented, okay? And you have to accept that. And some people just refuse to accept that. They want to see somebody else with success fall so badly that they just turn on their blinders to reality, and I think Conor McGregor's probably going to get his ass handed to him tonight, okay? Do I hope it happens? A little bit. Do I hope he wins? I kind of do, because I want to see who's going to fight after that. Who's next? Manny Pacquiao? That's where my mind is. If he beats Floyd Mayweather, we get a Pacquiao fight, okay? So I'd love to see that, and honestly, I think Manny Pacquiao versus Manny Pacquiao versus Conor McGregor would be a really exciting fight. Oh, last thing, people. Let's not forget, Conor McGregor isn't doing this to do anybody any favors. Conor McGregor is doing this to make a buck, and that's another reason I fucking love that dude, okay? He's selling himself, dude. Conor McGregor has his mind in the right place. I want my name to be in everybody's mouths all the time. I don't care if I have to go out and spit on somebody's freaking girlfriend's asshole and freaking... I'm not going to get to that now. But anyway, freaking Conor McGregor's willing to do whatever it takes to get his name out there and be the most recognized person in not entertainment, but in the sports industry. That dude's a lot smarter than what a lot of people give him credit for, okay? Even myself at times, okay? So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going to happen here. I kind of feel like he just wants to fight so he can, have his name out there more. But at the same time, hopefully there's a rematch. And if he wins, we get Pacquiao versus freaking McGregor. I'm down. I am beyond down, okay? Anyway, YouTube, hope you guys like this fight. Enjoyed this video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Deuces.